And I said, Sufyan, is my head bleeding? Is my head bleeding? He's like, no. And Amaya's looking worried, bless her, and I'm trying to hold it, and like tears are just coming down my face. Assalamu alaikum, guys. I've not got my makeup on. That is such an insecure thing to start the video with. But basically, we're in Turkey. It's really hot. I wanted to be super cute and get super cute videos and pictures, but I'm too hot. I don't know how people are in hot countries and their skin is not breaking out. My skin was breaking out so bad, so I just needed to breathe for a second. So I'm just gonna let it breathe. Sorry if I don't look cute. Not that I necessarily look cute with makeup, but I'm super pregos right now, so anything that helps, you know. Anyway, we're in Turkey, alhamdulillah. This was not planned. I'm 28 and a half weeks pregnant, so I'm in my 3rd trimester. I was not planning on doing anything but lying on my sofa. I heard that it was going to be like a hot summer and I was already dreading it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to lie on my sofa and chill. Sufyan was talking to my sister one day. My sisters and my mum had plans to go to Turkey because my uncle has a villa there, the villa that I'm in. They were already going to go. And they kept asking me, do you have FOMO? Do you have FOMO that you're not coming? I was like, no, I'm growing a baby. I'm very happy to be where I am in my life, alhamdulillah. It's not the time for me to do holidays. It's time for me to just be with my children, and I'm really happy about that. Like, I don't want to trade. I'm really happy. Sufyan comes home one day and he's been talking to my sister and he goes, what do you think about going to Turkey? I thought he meant send me by myself and my sisters and my mum. I was like, I'm super pregnant. I don't want to go on holiday. And he goes, think about it. He goes, your sister said there's a spare room in the villa. He goes, think about it. Me, you and Amaya can go. And I'm thinking, oh, he means like all of us go. And I'm thinking, boy, I'm too pregnant for this. What are you talking about? I was like, it's going to be hot. 38 degrees, people. Hot. The stressor in me was like, bloomin' heck, my family booked these tickets, booked their plane tickets a month ago. So by now, how expensive is it going to be if we book last minute? We're trying to be safe with our money. We're trying to be responsible people with our money. I was like, we ain't got money to be flashing about on some like £1,000 flights right now. I looked online. I was like, listen, if you want to go, I didn't even think about the actual holiday. I just thought about Amaya. I thought Amaya loves doing new things. Everything is exciting to her. I take her to the swing all the time. I take her to the local like animal bit. Other than that, I've not really got any plans of what to do with her over summer. Amaya would love to see something new, so I was thinking I should do it for her. I'm gonna be uncomfortable in pregos regardless, so I'll just do that in a different country. So I was like to him, if you're serious about that, you better look at flights soon, because Mr. Sufyan puts things off till last minute and doesn't mind paying extra. I mind paying extra. I want to pay the least amount. I want to do it early. So I was like to him, if you're serious, get booking fast, you know, like let's actually look. He goes, yeah, by the weekend. I was like, no man, we gotta look today. So then I was looking at flights and we booked, right? So we just had to pay for our flights and the accommodation was covered because my uncle's villa. So we booked and we came. And that's as far as my thinking went. I didn't even remember to Google if it's safe or how that goes. After I'd booked flights and after we'd done all that bit, I was like, oh, okay, so in like a couple of weeks, we're gonna go to Turkey. Okay. Sufyan's mum made the good point of, she was like, have your passports in date? I didn't even think about that. Checked the passports, no, mine had expired. So we did this last minute rush to get my passport done, the last minute rush to get Amaya's done. There were delays because her surname is X. And when your surname is X, like Sufyan's is, it takes a long time to get things done through like forms and government forms because they normally require that you have 2 letters minimum in your surname. So there was a big hold up with that and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to pay more for an expedited passport. All that got sorted, alhamdulillah, everything was good. Then I was like, I don't want to be spending all this money on outfits for blooming Turkey right now. Like, that's not what I want to do. We already spent all this money on flights. I want to be done with that. I was thinking, I'm just going to take a few things that I have. This is one of the outfits I already had. Like, you know, just like a light, like, cover up thing. And then I got like a jersey dress thing. Sufyan goes shopping and he gets like 11 outfits, bro. And they're all like shorts and t-shirt and this and that, and they're all like super thin, and my sisters and my mom are doing all the shopping and they're like getting all these like light flowy outfits, and they're like to me, you're gonna burn in that heat. I was like, oh man, have I done this wrong? This is days before we're leaving and my outfits are all done and fine, alhamdulillah. And then I kind of regretted the fact that I didn't really get any clothes. Maybe I played this wrong. I was like, I'm so heavily pregnant, I'm gonna be burning in the heat. Did I make a mistake? Then Sufyan, bless him, like the day before we were going took me to Trafford Centre, took me to like the shopping mall, and we went and got some outfits. Got like this red Asian outfit that I thought was going to be like super expensive because it was in this like fancy shopping mall. But I got it on discount, it was £20. Really excited about that. Yeah, it's not pregnancy outfit, but I just got it in large. So I tend to do that with my clothes, just get them in large. The tricky thing with my outfits for the holiday is they have to be heat appropriate. So they have to like be light materials in 38-degree heat. They have to allow me to breastfeed in because Amaya still breastfeeds. And they have to be room for a bump, and they have to be modest. That is 4 criteria that have to be filled, and that's really hard to do last minute. But alhamdulillah, we got there. So then we're packed up, ready to go, get to the airport. Also, oh my gosh, so my mum and my sisters booked a month before us. They booked these tickets in the middle of the plane, right? Because obviously, like, the fear is that if it goes down, the front and the back are going to be the dangerous zones. So booked seats in the middle of the plane. When I'm going to book a month later, Sufyan's like, oh, let's sit in the back. And I was like, nah, I think we should sit in the middle, man. I did not know where my mum and my sister's seats were. We knew we were going on the same day, but I didn't know if it was the same flight, and I didn't know if it was like where they were sitting at all. I just chose these seats that were like in the middle of the plane because, again, I have that fear of like front and back. Guess what? Guess who was sat blooming right in front of us on the plane? My mum and my sisters, which was blooming fantastic, because that meant that when I was like breastfeeding Amaya on the plane, my sister got to like sit next to me, and I got Sufyan on one side of me. I'm all covered up, it's all good, you know. So the flight was actually great. Sufyan's dad dropped us off. Lovely, much better than a taxi, because you got like the love of your family, you know. Ooh, nice and serene. We go, get to the airport, everything's cool. I googled last minute, what do I need to do for third trimester, basically, like what precautions do I need. It said that I need some kind of like piece of paper or proof that I am the number of weeks I am, because you're not allowed to fly too late. So I got all that sorted. It said take a walk every half an hour to an hour to make sure your blood's circulating around, you're not getting blood clots. I did that. And then it said drink loads of water and wear compression socks. So I'm doing all these things on the flight, right? I've got my compression socks on, I'm drinking water, I'm walking up and down the aisle every half an hour. People are looking at me strange, like, what is this girl doing? Because it's like a full flight. I'm just there with my big belly going bounce. I keep wondering, how did people got room to walk by each other? And then I remembered, oh right, I got this massive bump attached to me. Anytime somebody walked past, I was like, ooh. Amaya was amazing, alhamdulillah, and it really helped to have my family around. Oh, it's a really cute video. Amaya kept sticking her head through the back of the seats and wanting to be fed fruit from my mum, which is really cute. she was so good, the flight, alhamdulillah, so good. Basically, on the descent, this whole pregnancy so far, my sinuses have been playing up, and I know that's a really common thing in pregnancy. So hay fever never normally affects me. It's hit me so hard this pregnancy. I've had really bad hay fever the whole time. I'm talking about choking, like coughing non-stop. I wake up with like really bad sinuses. I'm having coughing fits through the night and stuff. We live in a flat, so I feel so bad for my neighbours, because they're like hearing me choke like every night, and I sound germy. I sound like the germ bag you do not want to be near. I was really excited, first of all, that we're going to Turkey and I probably wouldn't have hay fever. But then on the plane, when we're ascending, when we're going up, I felt my sinuses clear, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, Sufyan, like, this is as clear as my sinuses have felt because of the air pressure. I was like, that is so cool, like, I can breathe. And he was like, yeah. He goes, it'll affect it and everything. Then when we were going on the descent, oh my god, like, my sinuses started tingling again. I was like, Sufyan, oh my god, the sinus thing's happening. It's like going the other way now, like my sinuses are blocking again. I was like, that's so interesting how air pressure does that. Then my head started squeezing, and my eyes and my jaw started squeezing, and I started to be like, whoa, what's happening? And I was like, Sufyan, are your sinuses doing that? Because he gets hay fever. I was like, is your face like doing something weird too? And he goes, no. He goes, but you're super sensitive because you're pregnant right now. I was like, yeah. So I thought my sinuses were just like clamping up basically. But as the plane was going lower, like every time the plane was going lower and lower, my head just started feeling like worse and worse. And I had to pass Amaya to Sufyan. I was like, you need to take her for a sec. And oh my god, subhanAllah, like, I gave birth to Amaya, right, without medication intervention, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah. So I've felt labor fully unmedicated, right? That was like very bad pain. This was not as bad as labor, but this was like, other than labor, the most pain I've ever been in my life. The way, the pressure made my head feel like it was going to explode. I mean, like, it felt like have you ever seen Heroes where they cut off the top of the head? It felt like that. It felt like my head was getting sliced open or something. Like everything was going like crazy tight, like something was about to pop open. I thought my blood vessels in my head were exploding. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? As the plane is going down, it's going, and my head's going at my blood vessels. And I said, Sufyan, is my head bleeding? He's like, no. And Amaya's looking worried, bless her, and I'm trying to hold it, and like tears are just coming down my face. Like, I'm thinking I'm dying or something, like something crazy was happening. Like, I just felt, and it's like there was no room left in my head for the expansion of whatever was happening. I was like, my head is gonna pop open, like there's no more room in my head, like something is like inflating inside my head and there's no more room like behind my eyeballs. It was so scary, subhanAllah, wallah, it was so scary, because I had no control over making it stop, because I couldn't stop the plane from going down, and it was matching the plane going down, and it took like half an hour for the full descent, and every time it was dipping low, it would go, and I was just so scared. I was like, my head's gonna burst, man. Like, I was so terrified. Alhamdulillah, got to the end and everything was fine, but that was a bit traumatic. It was really not fun. I'm a bit worried about it on the way back. So I thought it was sinuses. Then I was asking like my mom and my family if anybody knew what the heck that is. I said, nobody told me in pregnancy that happens. Like, people warned me about compression socks and drinking and walking up and down. Nobody warned me about the head thing. And mom's like, I've never heard of that. And then Sufyan's mom said, that sounds like blood pressure. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like, you know, when you got the cuff on, and you know sometimes if it's left on too long, and you start to feel like a pressure building up. Felt like that, but like the cuff had been on for like 2 hours. Like, the pressure was, oh my gosh, it was just so bad. So now I've learned that what I'm gonna do is on the way back, I'm gonna tell them that happened last time. I'm gonna tell them when I'm already on the plane in case they don't let me back on. They don't want a liability on the plane. So I'm gonna wait till I'm on the plane. Then I'm gonna be like, yeah, last time this happened on the descent. So, because apparently Sufyan's mom said you can ask them to bring you oxygen. Like, they'll bring you oxygen mask and it'll help. So inshallah that'll be better. Because oh my gosh, I'm so scared. That was really scary. It's really scary. I forgot to say, on the way, basically, like, I went through security. I wasn't gonna go through the scanner. I was gonna ask for a pat down just to be super careful in my pregnancy. But they were saying like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a while because the manager's gonna have to come and sign off on it, and then you got to fill in this form. They made it sound like it was a big long process they didn't want to do. And I was like, that's fine, I'll wait, I'll do that stuff. And then said it's less radiation than mobile and stuff. First of all, I know some people might be like, yeah, that's true. I get that's true, but I also, like, I don't know it for a fact myself, and also, like, the less radiation the better. Even my mobile phone, I'm super careful with. I kind of have my mobile phone on flight mode most of the time, or I have it away from my body. Like, I don't mess with that radiation in it. I don't think that's casual radiation, I'm saying. So somebody saying it's less than a mobile phone, that doesn't mean much to me. Mobile phone radiation is not good for you. So I waited for ages, and then it was taking so long, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk through the scanner. So I walked through the scanner. Then it buzzed and they had to scan me again. I was like, are you joking? My hip lit up. I was like, what the heck is in my hip? I got no metal in my hip. Like, there's only baby in here. Then they put a Maya through the scanner. I wanted a Maya just to have pat down too, but they were taking so long and they're making it such a big arduous process that you didn't want to do, which is what they do. They patted down a Maya, and then hers went off too. And I'm like, blow me neck, now we're both getting double the radiation because we're both getting extra scanned. The two people I didn't want extra scanned was this baby and a Maya, and they're making us do it twice. I was like, blooming heck. So they take us aside, they've put my things through security, I put my makeup in it and everything, they put the little things through the tray and all that. I'm getting extra scanned and Maya's getting extra scanned, they make us stand aside. Normally I would follow my tray and make sure I know what's happening. This time obviously I'm with Amaya, and we're doing that, and then Sufyan's with us obviously to make sure we're okay. And then what happened was, my makeup got lost, right? And I'm there thinking, bro, do you know how long it took me to like colour match? Nobody come from a colour match. Don't say I do it wrong. Please, don't give me a crisis. And don't look at my face today. It took me ages in my life to like get my makeup collection together, and I like the way it is, innit? I don't want to spend my holiday while I'm fully pregos trying to look for makeup in different places. That's not how I want to spend my holiday. I want to sit by the pool and chill. So then like my makeup gets lost, right? I'm like, are you freaking joking me, bro? And they lost my baby's cup, my baby's drinking cup, right? I'm like, are you having me on? First, you don't let me do the pat down scan. Then you have my baby radiation scan twice. You have me radiation scan twice. Bloomin' bloody Nora, can you just let me be? Then my makeup gets lost and I'm like, gosh darn! I'm like, let's go. Found the cup, couldn't find my makeup. Was looking everywhere. I was like, obviously somebody has just picked it up by accident and taken it. And now I have to get my makeup stuff together. Another thing is I've got pregnancy brain. I don't know what makeup was in there. I don't remember. I don't remember the shades, the colors. This is just gonna be a right palaver, like, and half of that stuff is boycotted now. I can't rebuy those things, like, so I'm gonna have to figure out other things and color match. And I was like, bruh, that's not what I want to do. So we're looking for half an hour, right? I'm getting really annoyed. I'm like, these airports, darn nabbit, like, this is what they do. I'm gone so mad. Then my sister found it in her bag. They put it into a different bag, or she put it into a different bag. I was like, listen, alhamdulillah, I'm just glad to say, I don't care. I'm just really glad it's here. Sorry that my hands are so red, I just keep slapping them together. Making them hella red. I got through security, everything was cool. Descension of the plane was a lot of fun. I'm really scared. I'm laughing, but I'm so scared, guys. I'm so scared for the way back, wallah. Okay, what has Turkey been like so far? I'm gonna do a villa tour inshallah, because the villa is so beautiful. Alhamdulillah, we've got a swimming pool and everything. It's really, really nice. But what has Turkey been like so far? So basically, Sufyan and I talk about Turkey a lot because we talk about like countries we'd move to in terms of like Muslim countries. It appeals to us a lot to move to a Muslim country. There's a lot going on in the UK right now as well in terms of like Islamophobic attacks, which makes me like even more like, oh, would I move to a Muslim country? So my expectations were super high. I thought it'd be very like, you drive around and you hear adhan and there are masjids everywhere and stuff. I'll talk about that more in a different video anyway, but it's not really what I expected in a lot of ways. But anyway, so far we've had a couple of days here, right? And the first things I notice are there's dogs everywhere. There's like dogs, like big dogs, like asleep everywhere in the streets. I thought it'd be like cats everywhere. It's not, it's dogs, they're everywhere. And some of them are super aggressive. Like I've seen that scene in Friends where like Joey and Rachel and Phoebe are in the back of the car and the dog's like jumping up and down the window. It's like that, but like big dogs. Like there's just dogs everywhere. Second thing I noticed was people are so friendly, and Amaya is so friendly with people. Like obviously she's always friendly with people, but like here people are very friendly back to her. In the UK she kind of gets a bit like people don't notice or people are too busy doing what they're doing, but here it's like when she says hi they turn around like hi. Oh my god, Mum, Sophia and my sister like jumped off a boat and everything into the sea. Like that's so scary. They jumped off a boat into the sea. So I'm not doing any of that stuff obviously. My enjoyment from this trip comes from watching my daughter and my husband and my family have an amazing like time doing experiences, and me eating things that I wouldn't normally eat. You know, I like food. I haven't eaten that much here, so which is more precious then. So then the few things I do eat, I want them to be good, you know. Grocery shops are like 2/3 of the price of the UK, which is good because it's kind of a bit cheaper, but also so much is sugar free. I'm not going to say it properly, but it basically is like secca is sugar, and then il faces or something. I don't know why I have to say it like Italian. It's not Italian. Il vases. I don't know why I'm doing that on my fingers either. Secca il vases. That's what I've seen written on things, and that means sugar free. Bro, it's written on everything. I was thinking, what if they're lying? No, they're not lying. Basically, it's written on everything. All the breads are like, secca il faces. There's a jam, secca il faces. Yogurt, secca il faces. Loving life, bro, for sugar-free me. There's like so much sugar-free. Loving life, that's great. So we've eaten at a different place every night, and they're all kind of the same food. But then my mum made the great point of the fact that like I'm ordering kind of the similar thing everywhere I go. Like I said, maybe they don't have as diverse a menu as like Asians have. But then when I broke it down, they actually do have a diverse menu. I'm kind of just going for the grills all the time, so the grills all taste the same. So yeah, I'm waiting to be like wowed by food here. Any suggestions on what to choose? Let me know. What is like the Turkish dish that you can try and it's like wow? I want like a carby one, you know? So yeah, that's our trip so far. Excited to do a villa tour because I want you to see what that's like. And we're gonna go to some markets and stuff as well. And hopefully we get some banging food, you know? Because that's what matters, some banging food. And I want to do some Turkish like snack tasting, you know? I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna find it. But yeah, that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch up with you later. Assalamualaikum. Do you want to see how pregos I am, guys? Look at that, bro. Look at this. Oh god, that is not nice. See, I got sweaty, guys. I'm so sorry for showing that. That is not nice. Literally got sweat patches under my bump. Dear me. But look, he's like the size of a watermelon now. Literally the size of a blooming water. Oh my gosh, guys, you see those sweat patches?